a wonderful spring break, that you had a nice change of pace for a little while. Obviously this week we're doing vegetarian cuisine. I heard that Mr. Clark's presentation was pretty cool. What did you learn about vegetables that you didn't know?
There's some crazy vegetables out there.
There's some crazy vegetables out there. Did any stick out to you?
The yellow carrot.
Yellow carrot, there's purple carrots.
The Brussels sprouts grow on stalks.
Yes, I'm growing some in my garden right now.
That caught me off.
They're about this big right now. They're so small.
Like a lot of mushrooms too.
Yeah, it's different kinds of
What was the
mushrooms.
one vegetable? It was a watermelon something. It was like ruby red on the inside. They called it a watermelon, but it was a vegetable that you know,
I remember that. I remember
really
that.
really vegetable too.
Yeah. Like a cucumber?
No.
It's a good.
Tomato?
No.
No. Well, the point of today's lab is to help you see. I know you didn't actually get to learn about starches in your lecture, but today you're going to actually watch the rice, go from being dry to being hydrated and gelatinized. You'll be able to watch the pigments come out of the vegetables, the way that you read about how when you put broccoli in the fryer for the first few seconds, it's going to get much greener. And then, of course, if you make the curry and you overcook the broccoli with the lid on it, what's going to happen?
Yes.
They get soggy and brown, right? Because green pigments, if you put the lid on, acid will accumulate in the water instead of evaporating out, and that turns our vegetables brown. So, interesting. Hopefully you can take the opportunity not only to cook, but to watch what's happening with your vegetables, get a sense of when they're tenderizing, what salt does to them, what heat does to them, and what they're like at the end when you eat them. Also, you're going to be focusing on vegetarian cuisine, and especially in the South, restaurants aren't very friendly to vegetarians. Do we have anybody in here who eats no meat? Right, that's right, I forgot. So when you eat out in Tallahassee, do you find a lot of options? It's getting better, but what do you like to eat out? Salad. But yeah, and there's obviously, like, when you cook for yourself, you probably make more than salad. Not really, no. She's fine with the salad. But if you want to entice vegetarians into your restaurant, you should be able to think creatively about food to feed them. It doesn't have to be just the side dishes at the steakhouse. It doesn't have to be just pasta primavera or eggplant parmesan at the Italian restaurant. So, like, I live with a vegetarian, and she hardly ever goes out to eat because she knows she's either going to have pasta primavera or eggplant parmesan wherever she goes in this town. Very few options. And plus, she can't get the sides in a lot of places because we live in the South and people like their ham hock and their green beans, etc. So, that's not good hospitality, it's not good business, and I think today, even the most voracious meat eater would probably agree that this stuff is interesting, it's exciting, and maybe even you would buy it, even though you do like to eat meat. I know I can't live without meat for too long, even though I mostly eat vegetarian.
But it's pretty hard. You'll go to at the end. You won't even miss the meat today.
Yeah. This is a lot of Labby's favorite weeks, even though I have one vegetarian in Labby's face.
Yeah, and this is the best one.
I hope you like it too. What else did I want to talk about? With vegetarians and nutrition, you guys probably have heard all about them having protein deficiency. That's not necessarily always the problem. More often, doctors will see problems with iron deficiencies, B12, and vitamin D in the protein. If you're eating enough to stay alive, you're probably getting enough protein. And it's, most vegetarians actually eat much healthier than meat eaters. And meat eaters can have vitamin deficiencies too. So it's all a wash, it's just that you have specific nutrients that you need to focus on as a vegetarian because you're not probably getting them from your sources as much, especially if you're vegan. B12 is a really big issue. And that one accumulates over time, you accumulate it in your system, and like the vegetarian I live with, she's 55 years old, and just now she's noticed that she has a deficiency. And it's caused her immune system to be suppressed and a little bit more arthritis than she should be having. But she's working to correct it. She's been a vegetarian for 22 years, so it's a long time for that sort of thing to accumulate, so just watch out for that stuff if you choose to eat that lifestyle. What else did I talk about? Oh, it's super profit-oriented, vegetarian food. Meat costs a lot of money. Why? Because we have to feed the meat before we eat it. We have to feed it vegetables, right? Or grain. It takes a long time for the animals to grow to be the size that we need them. So time is money, right? So that's why meat costs more. Plus, the sanitation stuff is much more complicated. It costs a lot of money. Did you know that meat processors actually have to pay an inspector to stay on the premises 24/7 while they're processing meat? It's amazing. That's a huge amount of money that goes into just watching and making sure that sanitary practices are being followed. So vegetarian cuisine has a much lower food cost, and if you can make somebody who was going to eat meat want the vegetarian option instead, you will make more money on that customer. So it's a really good reason to make creative options. So today, even if you got it wrong, you were close on your food cost at 12.5% around there. That's really low for a whole, especially for this because it has an expensive ingredient, coconut milk. So really good way to make money. More people are being flexitarian now, which means they only want to eat meat certain days. Some people will choose not to eat meat at all unless it's sustainably and renewably grown or local. So a lot of reasons to be focusing on meatless mantras. Food service industry. So when we are cooking today, I want you to focus on your cleaning as you go. I am getting this lab confused with other ones. Do you remember how it looked last time we met when it tasted? What was it like out here? It was pretty good.
The last time we met, wasn't it soups?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they do all the recipes that week? Or?
They did really well last
No,
week.
we were pretty cleaned up. Last
Yeah.
week we still had a lot of stuff out.
Once you were cleaned up, you just brought us the stuff to clean.
You guys are gonna
All our stuff is
There's
done.
a
We
pile
got all
of
the
stuff
stuff
over
out
there
of the
we
fridge.
haven't
Yeah.
It's okay. This week goes by really, really easy if you clean as you go.
Yeah.
All the labs have been getting out 5-10 minutes early.
Except for yesterday.
Yeah, what a surprise. But clean as you go, and you're gonna see because a lot of the stuff is like sitting there, like the risotto. One person should be at the risotto, doing the risotto, and then the other person doesn't need to be there watching, and be like, oh my god, so cool. Oh my god, so cool. You can watch for a second, and then go into the dishes
Yeah.
drawer and then
Yeah.
speed things up.
Yeah. At this point, you guys are pretty much pros at what you need to do in here. You know where everything is. You know how to be safe. Don't hurt yourself. Please. You know how to clean as you go. So we're not going to be holding your hand. That's the GM's job. We'll hold the GM's hand a little bit. But it's up to you to get out on time, to clean as you go, and to make sure that you're thinking about, things like hot plates, little details like that, because you're about to come up on your practical exam, and if you don't practice it now, you will have a harder time then as well. So I look forward to seeing your plates. You're going to do a great job. We taste at 15 past, so you have
11.
exactly an hour. You should be able to do that, no problem. Don't wait. Let's do the groupie thing again, where you go into your groups and I'm going to talk to you. Don't break away until I talk to you.